What is up, everybody? This is Seth Kniep'n and Real. Welcome back. Today, I will show you how to evaluate a product that you want to launch on Amazon. I'm going to walk you through the pros and cons, things to look out for, and the actual data you need so you can know whether or not this product has potential. I'm also going to give you a lot of pitfalls to avoid. When you're just trying to figure out what product idea should I go with, just start with anything that catches your attention. You got to start somewhere. So why not start now? So I'm going to start with cigar cutter. I'm going to let Niche Hunter do its work. Now, in case you're interested in finding out about Niche Hunter, just go to JOD.com/NH and you can sign up for when this program is released. Right now, I can immediately tell you that the demand for this is great, but because the price is $21, I'm not interested. I'm not going to launch a product unless it's $30 or more, maybe between $25 and $30, but as a general rule, I won't. Why? If I can sell this tea steeper for $50, but I can only sell this mug for $10. The crazy thing is the shipping and FBA fees will take up like 20 to 30% of the mug, but only 5 to 8% of the tea steeper. Why? Because shipping fees and FBA fees are based on size and weight, not based on the price you're selling the product for. Therefore, your profit margins are proportionally much bigger for a higher price product, which is why we always recommend at Just One Dime, you don't sell a product for under $30, minimum $25. So because this is $21, not interested. Let's try cigar humidors. So this one, wow, average sale price is $100. That's definitely over $30. The demand is great. All this means, guys, is that at least 3 of the top 10 ranking listings for this keyword are doing over $5,000 a month. Now, if I want to, I can actually change this criteria by clicking on the bottom right where it says criteria settings. I want $8,000 a month to be the standard. I hit save and boom, it's still 10 of these are doing over $8,000 a month. So you can see the price is great. The problem is ease of entry. I need to know that customers are willing to buy these cigar humidors, even if they only have a few reviews. Under demand and under ease of entry, those are the 2 minimum qualifications. The third one, differentiation opportunity, that actually doesn't have any impact on whether or not it's going to recommend this as a great market potential. But if you look in the bottom left of my screen, that's why it has a sad red face and it says poor. How about case? Cigar case. Aha! Check it out, guys. This market potential is great. Why is it great? Well, look, out of the top 10 ranking organic listings, 9 of them are doing over $5,000 a month, and 4 of them have under 100 reviews. Oh, by the way, notice the price. The average sale price is $53.59. Again, another good sign. Now, let me just for a moment explain what differentiation opportunity is. All it means is if 3 of these top 10 listings have a rating under 3.5, it's going to show you. Never, ever, ever let the differentiation opportunity based on the ratings discourage you from looking into a product because there are other ways to differentiate. So let's just take a moment to look at these listings, the 10 listings this is based off of. So all I need to do is click right here on the bottom right. It says top 10 ranking listings. So I click on that and here you can see those 10. Now let's look at this one that's selling for $48.90. All I have to do is click on it and there it gives me more data. And now I can see in-depth data on this particular product, but I want to look at it on Amazon. So I click that little Amazon button, check it out, and boom, here we are. Okay, now let's look at the reviews for this one. See all customer reviews, top reviews, it's already sorted. Let's jump right into the 3-star and see what they have to say. Okay. This is day 1 review, so I don't know yet how the humidity retention is because I'm still seasoning it. What I can say is that based on my short experience and other reviews, the hydrometer is hit and miss if you get a working one. I did not. It was reading 50%. So already I can tell you right now, the number 1 complaint, the hydrometer, it is malfunctioning. Now I'm going to take you to a tool that allows you to answer the simple question, should I launch this product on Amazon? This is called the product evaluation tool. First of all, in column number 1, it says product. So we're going to start with cigar case because that's the name of our product. The next question is, does it have a price that is equal to or over $30? And the answer is yes, so I clicked yes. The next one is, what is the average price on page 1? Let's go back. The average sale price is $53.59. 59, perfect. The next question on the tool is, are at least 3 sellers or more making $5,000 in revenue per month? The obvious answer is a huge yes in all caps. The next question is, are 3 or more sellers selling at least 500 units per month? The answer to that is an obvious yes, and that's easy to calculate. The next question is, are under 1/2 of the top competitors the same brand or not? Now, you don't want them to be the same brand, so I'm going to come back over here, and this is very easy to do, guys. I click on the top 10 ranking listings, and I look at the brand. Brand, Amansi, CJI, Time and Club, Visit the Pardo Cigar Store, Montella Cigars. So fewer than half are the same brand. Why, Seth, does that matter? Because if you have one brand that's dominating half of the top ranking listings, it's going to be a lot harder to compete against them because they have such a huge market share already. So because it's spread out nicely, we are good on this one. I say yes. The next question, there are no big brand names. Now, a big brand name would be a very well-known cigar maker or cigar box maker. And in this case, that would be incorrect because there are. So I'm going to say no. The next question under demand is 5 different brands selling equal to or more than 300 units per month. Yes, 100%. That is accurate. Next one, is the BSR stable? Now, let me show you how to look at the BSR. If I go to the top 10 ranking listings and I just click on one of these in the tool, right here, it shows you sales rank. You can see consistently since April 23, all the way down to now. By the way, this is over the last 90 days. It got a lot better. Then it got a little worse because remember, the lower the rank, the faster it's selling. It's better to be number 1, which is a lower number, than number 10, which is a higher number if you're racing 10 people. So you can see this one is not too bad in 90 days. You're going to see dips and ups, but it's kind of on the border. So my answer based on this data is yes, this is pretty typical. Rise and up and down, dips and peaks. But if it's like this, like a roller coaster in Disneyland where they're trying to make you lose your breakfast, that's where you would say, no, the BSR is not stable. The third criteria you're going to look at is ease of market entry. Do at least 3 of the top 10 organic ranking listings have under 100 reviews? And as you can see right here, it says 4. So that's very good news. So my answer is a very happy yes. So I click on yes. The next question on the tool is, are there under or equal to 25 top competitors? Now, why does this matter? Let me put it this way. If you go to Amazon.com on a regular size computer and you type in cigar cases, typically between 20 and 25 listings are going to show up on the first page. Organic listings, not sponsored. If that entire page is covered with really high selling competitors, that means when you launch, you're probably going to be on page 2 or 3, not page 1. And you're going to have to spend more advertising PPC money to get yourself on page 1. It's like if you walk into a gym and you want to be at the top in jiu-jitsu. Well, if there are like, 100 other dudes in there and dudettes who are really, really good, it's going to take you longer to rise in the ranks than if there's only one other top person. You see what I mean? That's the idea. So what you're doing is you're making sure that there aren't too many top competitors. You can still compete. It's just going to be harder. I search cigar case, but look what's happening as I get down here. These cases are beginning to change, and all of a sudden I'm seeing bamboo toothbrush. There are so few top competitors for this that even the first page is not filled with relevant listings to this keyword that I searched, cigar case. So the answer to the question, Seth, are there equal to or under 25 top competitors, is definitely yes. Now we get to a really, really cool concept I want to share with you guys. We call this concept snapshot. When you have 10, 15, 20 different products that you're looking at and you're evaluating them, and your mind starts to feel like oatmeal and you think, man, how do I really know which one of these I should launch? You start second guessing yourself because last week you're really excited about cigar cases, but now you're excited about cigar cutters, and next week you're interested in diffuser oil lamps. How do you know? How do you decide? How do you weigh them? Well, one way is you want to take what's called an aerial or airplane level snapshot of the potential. This will help you to get out of the weeds for a second and just recheck your thinking to stay as objective as you can. Look at these next 3 columns. First one says close competitor 1 snapshot. Now by close competitor, we simply mean if the product you're looking at is, let's just say glass tea steepers, like this one I have right here. And let's say 3 of the top competitors are glass and the other ones are not. Well, then the glass ones are obviously your closer competitors. All we mean is that the listings of products that are closer to yours, because there's obviously always these variations of every product. So you're going to take the top of the 10 of these, which 3 are the most similar to the product that I'm interested in launching. Close competitor number 1, I want a snapshot of the price, reviews, and sales. So I come back over here to Niche Hunter. I click on the first competitor. What is the price? $21.99. So I come over here and I type in 21.99. What are the reviews? 2,316. So I come back over here, 2,316. The monthly revenue is 32,389 divided by the price, which is 21.99. So the sales are 1472. 1472. With that snapshot, I can quickly evaluate the potential. In other words, the price needs to be high. In this case, it's not. The reviews need to be low. In this case, it's not. And the sales need to be high. In this case, it is. Once I have all 3 of these done, I now have a snapshot to say, does this product have great potential? Now, again, no any one data point should ever be a deal breaker for you. You need to look at all of them. And now we get to differentiation. Now, differentiation is what makes you stand out. You could have everything else taken care of, but if you don't have this one, it is a deal breaker. Don't just sell another product just like everyone else. Give me a reason to buy yours over the competition, especially when it's a little baby shark listing, a little virgin listing with 0 reviews, and it's vulnerable. And one bad review could tank that listing and really hurt your business. I go to this question. Is there a demand for solution or improvement? Yes, there is. We saw that. Is it visually expressible? Yes. Let me explain what I mean by that. Can you show that change needed through a picture? Is it visible? Let me go to another example just to show you exactly what I mean. Now I'm going to click on where it says 81 ratings. And now let's click on the 1-star rating. Cheap and won't protect your cigars. Does not seal and humidifier, consists of a cheap sponge that barely absorbs water. Normally, I'm going to look at least 20 to 30 reviews. And I'm going to see what is mentioned the most across the reviews. Again, if one of the listings talks about a cheap sponge 50 times in the reviews, but the other 9 never mention it, that's not what you should differentiate. But if, let's say, 5 of the listings all talk about we need thicker leather for the case, and even though the combined total of those is a lower number than the one listing that mentioned a cheap sponge 50 times, you need to go with the other one, the 5. Because that's the one the customers are seeing the most often. What is the most common complaint and what is the solution? Very simple. I'll say cheap filling sponge, not so spongy. And then the solution is simple, superior material. The point here is I'm making sure I have a plan to differentiate. Now we're going to get what everyone loves, and that is the profitability. I love this part of Niche Hunter. Now I'm going to click on the top 10 ranking listings, go to the $39.99 one. You're going to see right here that the profit margin is already established at 40% in this tool. Now, why does it do that? Because we highly recommend if you launch any product on Amazon, you have a minimum 40% profit margin before launching, before running PPC. So you might end up with 25 or 33 or 37% minimum. That's not so bad if you have a high sales volume or if you have a very high ticket item where in each sale you're making 20, 30, 40 bucks. Do that a few hundred times a month and you're making some good money. If I'm going to sell it for $40, $39.99, then the cost per unit cannot be higher than $24. First of all, what is your goal sell price? I'm going to put in 40. Is the product equal to or under 18 inches by 14 by 8? Now keep in mind that has to include the retail packaging. This is the retail packaging, this box. The shipping packaging is the cardboard box it goes in, the Amazon box that shows up on your door. It doesn't include that. The retail packaging is the actual packaging. Make sure it is no larger than 18 by 14 by 8 inches, because if it is, it will move you up to a new tier size, which means your FBA fees will go up dramatically.
So Seth, you're saying I can never launch a product that is bigger than this measurement, 18 by 14 by 8?
Not at all. If it is bigger, make sure you know what the fees are so that you know that you're going to be a minimum 40% profit margin. Amazon profit calculator tool. Literally just Google it, click on it. Here we go. I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna grab its ASIN. You're gonna see it in the URL. It's always after DP. I come over here to the revenue calculator and I drop it in here and I hit search. Now it's really easy for me to fill out all the details. See that? So we have $22 for the cost of the product, $2 for shipping to Amazon, $40 is what we want to sell it for. I hit calculate and boom, you can see here, I'm just under 37%. Now, why is that? Well, we have to look at the FBA fees. Fulfillment by Amazon FBA fees is $4.95. I can make sure I include it over here on the FBA fulfillment fee, $4.95. Now let me come back here to profitability. First of all, is it under this size? And the answer is yes. The next question is, well, what is the actual package product size? Just for the sake of time, I'm going to copy paste the previous one. The weight, it's definitely under 4.75 pounds. Yes, we're good on that. Okay, now unit weight and dimensional weight. We go really, really deep on this in JOD.com/freedom if you want us to work with you. JOD.com/freedom. But I'll just give you a quick overview. Unit weight is the actual weight of the product, including the retail packaging. Dimensional weight is a special calculation in case it's a large product, but very light. So because large products like cotton balls, they're very large, they take up a lot of space, but they're light. So Amazon has to account for that. If they just did it based on weight, they wouldn't be charging enough. So it's called dimensional weight. What will happen is Amazon will charge you which is ever greater, the unit weight or the dimensional weight. Seth, how do you do that? JOD.com/freedom. I'm not going to get into it right now. The result is what's called your outbound shipping weight. What is that? The greater of unit weight or dimensional weight. Let's assume it's 1.38. Amazon referral fee. Let's assume $6. Product landed cost, we already said it's 24. And so now this calculates for me a profit per unit of $5 and a profit margin estimate of 12.63%, which is way too low, which means I have to go back to the drawing board and figure out, okay, what has to be changed or does this still have potential? Now, let me show you one more thing. If I hop back over here and you notice we have a profit margin of 40%, this is based on real numbers. Some of those were estimates I put in there, but this is based on real numbers because if I drop it in here, you can see the referral fee. There's no variable closing fee because it's not a media item. You can see the fulfillment fee is actually $3.19. That's the FBA. I have to get to 40% profit margin. Otherwise, this is no go. Once that is done, the question is the profit margin equal to or above 40%? And the answer here is no, it is not. Assuming that was a yes, then I would look at the yes score at the end and say, well, I got 12 yes scores for this product. That number of yeses is huge because let's say the next product has 11, the next one has 9, the next one has 10. Well, the 12 one obviously wins because it's adding up all the positive yeses from the start when I began to fill out this tool. Some of you guys are going to say, well, Seth, how do I get the tool? Simple. If you're a member of Just One Dime, you get the tool. This is not something we share with the public because it is awesome. I know some of you guys are like, well, I see your screen, so I'm just going to copy as much as I can. That's fine. I don't care. It's not going to have all the automatic calculations. But if you want our team to work with you, if you want us to take you so much more in depth on this, JOD.com/freedom. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. This is Seth, Kniep'n It Real. Have an awesome rest of your day. Keep on hustling. Do not stop. Be willing to fail. And I will see you next time. Oh, and by the way, go to JOD.com/NH. If you go there, put in your first, last name and email. As soon as a niche hunter is ready, we'll release it and you will get first dibs on it. JOD.com/N stands for niche. H stands for hunter. I'll see you next time.